Hey everyone, what's up? It's Justin, aka TheGreenS4. Just wanted to give you a little update on how the car is doing and what I've got planned for the summer and what's going to be going on with the car, as well as some issues I've run into and some plans for some interesting stuff coming down the line. So the car just crossed 21,000 miles, and when I took it in for a blown rear strut about a month ago, Audi service was kind enough to tell me that the stock Hankook tires are 85% of the way done. So been planning on that for a little while, but I'm in a slight pinch. I have a really interesting opportunity coming up to work with someone I know really well who's a dealer, and they've got some new wheels coming out. And unfortunately, they're not going to be ready until about September. So I just placed an order for some brand new Yokohama Advan Apex V601 tires. Now I was considering to replace it with just another set of these Hankooks, because they're honestly not that bad. They're cheap. They're like $800 for a set, and they have really good steering response and a lot of other good stuff, but they're loud and they really don't go over the road very well, especially in 19-inch and especially with the slight increase in these new springs. So I forgot to mention as well, I got the 034 Motorsport Dynamic Plus lowering springs on the car. It's really a good upgrade. I recommend it. The car's a little bit more bouncy, maybe on the highways that have like a lot of expansion joints, but it's really civilized in the street. And it's just a really small, like 0.9-inch drop, and I've been totally satisfied with them so far. What I forgot to mention before was when they were doing the install, they actually noticed that one of my struts was leaking. So Audi replaced that under warranty. And now the car seems to be all good. And yeah. So I ordered the Yokohamas, and I actually haven't found anyone in an S4 who's put them on, whether on YouTube or whether on the Audi forums. So I'm actually pretty excited and looking forward to comparing this to the Ventus S1 Evo. So one thing you might actually notice is that these wheels are absurdly dirty. Ugh. Whereas the ones in the back are less absurdly dirty, or they were. That's because in the front, I've now got some new brake pads. In the front, we've actually got some iSWEEP IS2500, which are some of the only sporty brake pads that you can actually find for the B9 S4 platform, which is bonkers. So I took the car to Sonoma about a week after I bought it, which you can see on the channel, and boy, did I roast those brakes. I was joking with my friend that I got a free set of gunmetal wheels out of it. First two laps were okay, or first two sessions were okay, and then it fell off. And I took some readings, some measurements with my IR thermometer, and it wasn't even getting close to the temperature that I had seen with the GTI with the Ferodo DS2500 brake pads that I was at Laguna with last year. And that's just indicative to me that they just can't put down enough friction to actually heat up to the point, which explains why they were just disintegrating. They're not meant for it. So I have some high hopes for these iSWEEP pads, because I'm actually going to Laguna Seca on July 2nd, which is going to be really fun and should hopefully hold up. If not, I got some great news that the Ferodo DS2500 has just entered production for the whole B9, SQ5, A4, the whole platform. And I'm actually really looking forward to installing those, because they were a fantastic track and street tire. These are pretty good. They squeal a little bit. It's noticeable, but it's not terrible in certain situations, but you know, we'll see how they hold up at the track. These definitely dust probably about 40% more than OEM. I cleaned these wheels off probably about a week ago, brand spanking clean, and now they're just totally covered in brake dust. And I was on a bit of a trip this weekend, did about 1,000 miles. So that's probably about what I'd expect from them on a normal day anyway, even without driving that much. They're pretty dusty. So I mentioned this interesting thing that might go on with the wheels. Like I said, I have a friend who's a dealer. They're working on some new concepts, and they have some interest in having me help out with them. And I'm really excited for that, but I can't talk about it right now. But yeah, so we'll have another video as soon as I get these tires on and get some impressions on them.